Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? It is Tuesday morning, and you know what? It is time for the morning sports hustle. Again, I am Kendrick, the sports guy. I hope you all are having a great start to your week. We're gonna give you a little bit of morning sports before you get started on your day. I'm sure most people are. Uh, uh, Most people are on a regular schedule. I am not one of those regular people. I actually work overnights. So, and technically, Tuesday is my day off, technically. But I got to be up and at work at 4:30 a.m. on Wednesday. So technically, Tuesday is my day. So that's why I call it the Tuesday morning sports hustle. Again, I am Kendrick, the sports guy. Getting good Tuesday to you. Hope you all having a good start to your week. We're gonna talk a little bit of sports, but we got our house rules real quick. Make sure if you come in, comment. Let me know you're watching. Let me know where you're watching from. Also, make sure if you haven't already, subscribe to the channels on YouTube. That is Kendrick Sports Hustle, SporTZ, HUSTLE. Subscribe, hit that notification bell to be alerted when live streams, new content is headed your way. As well, subscribe to the media company, the media group I work with, TFG Sports Media channel on YouTube. Go over there. Make sure if you haven't already subscribed to that channel as well, click the notification bell. Make sure you follow me here on Facebook, Kendrick Sports Hustle. Like the page. Follow me there. You can also follow me personally on Facebook, Kendrick Roland Henderson, as well as on Instagram, Kendrick1969, and on TikTok, Kendrick Henderson51. So you can follow me and all that. And if you want to contribute to the channel, you can also hit my Cash App, $1969 Kendrick, where I will definitely use anything you donate to pour back into my channel to build it. That's what I do. I love sports. So again, we're on the last day of April. Tomorrow is May 1st. Man, the month, the 2024 is moving. And speaking of moving, matter of fact, speaking of fishing, we got another team that's gone fishing. You know what I'm talking about? Well, we got two teams. Wait, we got three teams now that's gone fishing. Now that I think about it, it's three teams that's going to Lake Varnell. If you know where Lake Varnell is, if you don't know where Lake Varnell is, watch the episode of Martin when Varnell Hill is on Martin's radio show, and he talks about he got the big lake on his property, and the catfish are delicious. Well, a couple of teams getting ready to go fishing on Lake Varnell and catch them some catfish. One of those teams, we got to talk about the Lakers. I said this a couple of days ago that it was the inevitable. This team was not going to come back and win 4 games against this Nuggets team after getting down 3-0, and they were eliminated, even though it was a tough game last night. But the Nuggets held off the Lakers in Game 5 in Denver, got the win 108-106. Jamal Murray, he did it again, hit that late jumper that sealed the win for the Nuggets. That was a wrap, and they move on. The Nuggets, the defending champs, they win the series 4-1, 108-106. Again, Jamal Murray led the way for the Nuggets with 32 points. And that big shot he hit at the end, you know. What can you say about Jamal Murray? He's that guy. Again, 32 points, 5 for 10 from three-point line. He hit that big shot just like he did in Game 3, hit that game winner. And the Nuggets will move on. I just got through listening to a little bit of head coach Mike Malone's press conference, post-game press conference after that, and he talked about how resilient Jamal Murray. Didn't realize he was playing with a calf injury. He played, and most likely, if he wouldn't have played, the Nuggets probably, I think they probably still would have won this game, but it would have been a lot more difficult than it was even with him, because the Lakers, LeBron James, he did it. He did all he could. Almost had a triple-double. LeBron, 30 points, 9 rebounds, 11 assists. He would tweak his ankle on one of those drives to the basket. But again, the Nuggets just got the Lakers number. The Lakers had lost 11 in a row. Then they snapped that with the Game 4 victory. Now, again, they are done with only winning one game in the series. Nikola Jokic, who is a possible MVP candidate again, he had 25 points, 20 rebounds, 9 assists, almost had a triple-double. And so, he and Jamal Murray, they lead that team. Michael Porter Jr., he had an efficient game as well. I think he had 26 points. He shot efficiently from the three-point line. So the Nuggets move on to face the Timberwolves. I believe that series start on Saturday, and that is going to the Nuggets going to have a handful with who I say is my favorite player in the NBA right now. Well, no, he is my favorite player now. I don't really have a favorite. Once Michael Jordan retired a long time ago, I really never had another favorite player. Of all time, I definitely MJ is my guy, and Dr. J is my guy too, and Kobe is right there as well. So those are three that I tend to lean toward when I talk about my favorites. Also, there's some other ones. I like Vince Carter, but like this new generation guys, I never really just latched on to a favorite again after MJ retired. But Kobe was my guy. I like Kobe, and I did like Vince Carter. But these Nuggets, man, they trying to defend that title. They're trying to repeat. So we'll see. They're gonna have their hands full with them Timberwolves, who again swept the Phoenix Suns. And so that's the Lakers, the Suns, and the Pelicans are all going to be on a boat together at Lake Varnell catching some delicious catfish because they all go fishing. So now what's next? What's next with the Lakers? That's going to be the question. Matter of fact, post-game press of LeBron, someone asked him what, what his plans are as far as his career, and he said he's not going to answer that right now. We all know LeBron, it was his 21st season. At 39 years old, he's definitely played at a high level. But the Lakers, it's his time with the Lakers in 5 years, man. I asked a couple of people, sum up his time in LA. And what I think this is his sixth season coming in. Me personally, I call it in one word. I think it's overrated. They won the championship in 2020 during the pandemic year, which I know that was a difficult time for the sports, especially the NBA, because they started the season, stopped, then they ended up finishing it in Orlando. And so that was under difficult circumstances. So to win that, I give them props for that. A lot of people don't think they say it's the bubble ring, but when you really think about it, the circumstances that those teams had to play under, it's still a championship at the end of the day. But outside of that, man, he's been eliminated. I looked up some stats just to see about James. He lost since with the Lakers. He's lost in the first round twice. He's missed the playoffs once, and he's been swept in the Western Conference Final. And also, had to be in the play-in tournament a couple of those times just to get in the playoffs. So again, his Lakers tenure is unimpressive to me. And I think most diehard Laker fans would probably say the same. And then I found another interesting fact that's this is the first time since 2005 that Stephen Curry, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant won't be in the second round of the playoffs. We're talking about 19 years that you saw at least one of those players in the second round. Well, this is the first year that you won't see any of them. So they all fishing. We know Golden State couldn't even get out of the play-in tournament. So, I just want your thoughts on the Lakers, man, on the Lakers tenure. What's your thoughts on that? Specifically LeBron. Now, again, LeBron is technically he has a $51.4 million, I think, player option for next year, and he could opt out of that and could become a free agent. And I think he's going to seriously think about doing that because we know Bronny James, his son, he's entered his name into the NBA. He's draft, but he can pull it out after he gets, if he and his pops don't, the evaluators don't, don't look at him as being drafted in the first or second, which I don't think he would be drafted in the first round anyway. The second round, and he entered the transfer portal as well. And I think now I think LeBron, he's always said he wanted to stick around and play with his son. I get that, but I think that the caveat to this, the little nugget to this, is JJ Redick, who does a podcast with LeBron called Mind the Game. He interviewed for the Charlotte Hornets job, I want to say a week or two ago. If he gets that job, I can see LeBron saying, hey, JJ, pick my son in the second round, and then I could see LeBron opting out of that and trying to figure his way and probably end up in Charlotte, back in the East. So that's just something to think about. As far as what this Lakers organization next move is, I don't know. I think they've been handcuffed by LeBron James and Rich Paul because, he's gotten what he wants at every stop he's been in, I think, pretty much except his first 3 years in Cleveland. That's the only thing about LeBron. He and Rich Paul have gotten the players that he wanted. He's gotten players shipped out that he didn't want, but the thing that happened in LA just hadn't worked. They won that championship in 2020. I give them props for that. But outside of that, the other 5 seasons, it's been unimpressive, in my opinion. If everybody throws shade at MJ for his Washington, his time in Washington, which I do, I definitely critical. It was trash. MJ's time with the Washington Wizards. I think you have to say that LeBron James time with the Lakers has been mediocre. If you're gonna keep it real, I know the LeBron James fans are, they tend to try, don't see anything wrong with what he does. But let's be honest, this Lakers time has been somewhat mediocre. And he's definitely not he's not a top 10 great Laker either, by the way. He doesn't deserve a statue in LA. He definitely deserves one in Cleveland, possibly in Miami. But he definitely shouldn't be. I don't think he deserves a statue in LA. That's just my opinion. So what's next with the Lakers? Darvin Ham. Will he be back? There's been rumblings already that they're looking to move on. They're looking to move on from Darvin Ham. A couple of things headlines I saw today. So I wouldn't be surprised if Darvin Ham is relieved of his duties. And I just think Jenny Buss and Rob Pelinka, until they get some continuity, especially at the head coaching position, they running through head coaches. I don't know. So that's what happened in last night. So again, Lakers, they lose the series 4-1. The Nuggets move on. They will face the Timberwolves in the next round. Again, the Oklahoma City Thunder, it was the number 1 seed. They ousted the Pelicans. They swept them. So they will move on as well. Over on the east side, Celtics, they sitting pretty 3-1 up on the Heat. I'm sure they're going to get rid of them. That 76ers Knicks series, that one right there, that's a good one. Them Knicks, I think they might be the surprise team in the East, man, because that Jalen Brunson and Hart kid, they ball, especially Jalen Brunson, man. This dude he's amazing. So that's a damn good series. I think the Knicks are probably going to win that series, and the Cavs and the Magic. I think that's the evenly matched series. They tied up 2-2. So we'll see what happens with that. What else news I want to tell you in the Sports Hustle? Oh, NFL news. If you didn't know, the Cowboys spent the block. We say spinning the block in relationships. Sometimes spinning the block, or second time around, Shalimar had a big hit. Sometimes the second time around is better than the first time. So we're gonna see if that's the case with Ezekiel Elliott. The Cowboys re-signed Ezekiel Elliott to a 1-year, I think $3 million deal on yesterday to bolster their running back position. Obviously, they lost Tony Pollard in free agency to the Tennessee Titans. So, Zeke, is saying they're going to be feeding him as well as some other running backs. So that went down on yesterday. Also on Sunday, one of the WNBA greatest players to ever lace up the sneakers, Candace Parker, she announced her retirement on IG after 16 seasons in the league. 3 WNBA championships, 2-time WNBA MVP, uh, two national titles in college at Tennessee. She was one of the top basketball players coming out of high school, out of Chicago. Just pull up some of Candace Parker highlights at Tennessee, and you'll be amazed. She's one of the greatest to ever lace it up. Kudos to her. She just basically said her body broke down after basically 10 surgeries. Her body she couldn't do it anymore. And she said she gave everything that she got to the game. So she's going to continue doing her TNT analyst work and some other things. So we want to say salute to one of the greatest women to ever to play the game. Miss Parker. If you know what I'm talking about from Friday. But not that Miss Parker. This Candace Parker, who is, again, one of the greatest ball players to ever do it. And also, before I get out of here, the number 28 is going to finally be retired, jersey number, which I thought they had done this and it's long overdue. Darrell Green, Washington Commanders, Hall of Famer, played all 20 seasons of the league with the Commanders. They announced that they're going to retire his number 28 jersey during the NFL 2024 season. They hadn't said which game that is going to be yet, but again, that has been long overdue. Don't know about Darrell Green? Pull his highlights up on YouTube. One of the fastest men to ever play in the league. He was drafted in the first round in 1983 out of Texas A&M Kingsville. He's from Houston, Texas. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champ, 4-time first-team All-Pro, 7-time Pro Bowler. He's a member of the NFL 1990s All-Decade team, and he also holds the record with the most consecutive seasons with an interception, 19. Again, he was fast. This hasn't been confirmed, but back in 1986, it's been said, and again, it has been confirmed that he ran a 4-flat 40-yard dash in 1986, which would mean that's the fastest recorded 40-yard dash that I've ever heard. But again, so Darrell Green, my auntie how you doing, auntie? She for the Mavericks. Yeah, that Mavericks Clippers series, I forgot to mention that. The Mavericks, they let one slip away on Sunday. The Clippers, without Kawhi Leonard, which they probably will be without him for the rest of that series, they were able to figure out a way to win that game. They were up by 30 points here and there. The Mavericks would make a crazy run and get in, I think, leading that game. Then the Clippers would just, Paul George, he did his thing. They're going to need that out of Paul George the rest of the series, I think, for the Clippers to have a shot, as well as James Harden and Russell Westbrook as well. So that series is pretty evenly matched, too. The Clippers are up 2-1. The Mavericks said they missed a perfect opportunity. It's 2-2 now, I believe. Yeah, the Mavericks could have went up 3-1 in that series. They missed the perfect opportunity to take control, but now that thing is tied up, and so that can go. And I believe they play tonight, too. So that's going to be a dog fight. I don't know who I got in that. It's a toss-up. I think that series can go either way. It's a toss-up. I don't know who I got in that one. So that's my Tuesday morning sports hustle. Again, I give you 15 to 20 minutes of just some of my thoughts on it. Again, Lakers sent home. They going fishing, and the Suns are going fishing. Speaking of which, the Suns, as much as people criticize and scrutinize LeBron James, they need to give that same energy to Kevin Durant too. Because I was saying this last night. Considering what he's done the last couple of years, from leaving to Golden State, which I thought if he would have stayed there, he would have cemented his legacy. They would have won a couple of more championships, in my opinion. Leave to go to Brooklyn, where that was a disaster with him, Kyrie, and James Harden. Then he forces his way out of Brooklyn, back to Phoenix. Then Phoenix give up Chris Paul to bring Bradley Beal on, and they big three. I don't know, man. I think KD, that same energy people go at LeBron, I think they need to go at KD as well, because I think when you look at his career in the totality, I would say, yeah, he won two NBA titles, but the other parts of it, the moving and being disgruntled and, forcing himself out, just like the same way with James Harden. I look at his career the same way. forcing your way out of situations and all that. So just play basketball, man. If you that guy, lead that team. But the Suns, they definitely underperformed. Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, they just didn't bring it. But that Minnesota Timberwolves team, that's the team to watch. And it's OKC team now. I watched a couple of games. Those two teams are flying under the radar. But I think that Timberwolves team, if they can keep that, especially that young fella Anthony Edwards, and I say this, that's my favorite player to watch in the NBA. Again, I said earlier, I don't have a favorite guy after MJ retired. I didn't really. I like players like Kobe was my guy. Like Vince Carter, Dr. J is always going to be the standard bearer for me. Him and MJ. But this Anthony Edwards kid, man, he's the most explosive player in the league. He and John Morant. I like watching both of those young fellas. And I like watching Kyrie Irving play too. There we have it. So again, this has been your guy Kendrick, the sports guy, with the Sports Hustle, your quick morning sports news information. So that's all I got this Tuesday. Anything else happen, you can make sure you subscribe to the channel Kendrick Sports Hustle on YouTube. Click that notification bell. It doesn't cost you anything. When I say subscribe, I think some people be thinking, as far as YouTube, it's free. Subscribe. Go watch some of the videos. Share it to your platforms. Doesn't cost you a thing. But if you want to donate to help me invest into my channel, I'll definitely accept that. You can hit my Cash App, $1969 Kendrick. I will accept any donations, and it will go right back into building this platform, into purchasing different equipment, more equipment, so I can go out and create my own content. So again, I want to thank my auntie, my Aunt Ruth, who's watching. She commented. She's for the Mavericks. She lives in Harlem City. So she's a Cowboys fan. I've been trying to get her to leave them, but she won't leave them Cowboys, and she always picking at me about me and my Packers. But that's my auntie. She's a big Cowboys fan, Mavericks fan, and all that. So again, I hope everybody enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Again, keep it locked here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You can follow me on Kendrick Roland Henderson on Facebook. Go like and follow Kendrick Sports Hustle page on Facebook as well as TFG Sports Media. You can also follow me on Instagram at Kendrick1969. You can also follow me on TikTok, Kendrick Henderson 51. So again, you can catch me here every Tuesday morning around between 8:30 to 9, giving you your morning sports hustle. So again, you all have a great rest of your day, and we will see you on the other side and on the next report. I am out. Peace.